Good morning, world. And it is time for us to go on a grand adventure, hopefully. Hey guys, Stitches here, and welcome back to some more Let's Play Minecraft. Last time, I showed off the wonders of farming, or at least from what I could, and I showed us how to craft bread. I also made preparations for going underground. This time we're actually going to be going underground, though. Some things before we go. One, if you're going underground, I recommend you have any amount of armor. Even just a helmet. Armor helps. Leather is good. Leather is good. Stronger things are better. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Additionally, if you do have access to it, I'd recommend you make a bow. The only thing about a bow is it requires ammunition. So that might be an issue for you. I recommend you bring a stack of food, a stack of torches, 1 or 2 swords, pickaxes, materials to make said pickaxes, sticks, wood, coal, because you might run out of torches before you find any coal. It has happened to me before, trust me on this. But yeah, I'm hoping this time we can make a huge dent in the resources that I want to get. We will have to go underground multiple times, like it's inevitable. But yeah, here's already some. This is a new thing. This is gravel. That was a cave sound. The game detects like when there's large areas near you that are dark and can play a cave sound occasionally. One of the things that the audio designer C418, the original audio designer for this game, he's the only person who actually made sounds for this version of the game. He loved doing it. At least I think he made the cave sounds. I know he made songs for this game, which I don't actually know if we will be getting very many of those. Really at all. Well, this circles back out. So I guess we're going down here. You also might want a shovel for this. Gravel is kind of interesting. So one thing about gravel, it applies gravity. Normally you can place a block floating, or you just can't. Gravel does something differently. We protected the iron, that was the goal. You can see, though, that this allows me to demonstrate. Our armor actually took damage there. Your armor will generate a durability bar just like tools, meaning that over time your armor actually degrades. So don't get too attached to your armor, you will be replacing it. By the way, one thing you can do is you can hit F3 to bring up some menu stuff. I don't know what that thing on the bottom left is. This looks different than later. But one thing you can bring up is your coordinates, your X, Y, and Z. So if you press F3, you can do that. I'm running the game at fucking 80 frames per second, apparently. So that's what F3 does. You could consider that cheating or not. It's just a common thing that people use is F3. Because it can be used to help you mine very specific materials. Also, in case you're wondering why my brightness is at the normal level and not maxed out, some people like to use a texture pack or mod called Fulbright. I personally don't like Fulbright that much. I use it sometimes, but I don't... I think it kind of detracts from the whole, like, ooh, it's kind of dark down here aspect of the game. Not really much of anything down here. Sadly, we didn't get a super cave. Some caves will just go, like, all the way down. Oh, here's some coal. Neat. Anyway, you may have noticed I switched pickaxes early. I wanted to show something. In old Minecraft, this still persists in Minecraft to this day. If you take two of the same tool, the exact same tool, so I have two stone pickaxes, and they're damaged, and put them in the crafting table, you can combine their durability points together. This feature has actually been improved upon and changed slightly. There's an item called an anvil in later versions of Minecraft, where what you can do with the anvil is, the anvil will let you take the base material of the item and it fix the item. It also allows you to do some other stuff, but it's tied to a feature I haven't shown off yet. But that also uses experience points, and they have a feature that prevents you from using it too much, so it is slightly better for different reasons. There's also a feature called a grindstone, which lets you do the same thing I just showed you, but it also does some other stuff. Some dirt here. Like I said, you might want to bring a shovel. Dirt can spawn down here. I also just remembered there's not the other variants of stone. Newer versions of... Sorry, I was listening for water. Newer versions of Minecraft have multiple types of stone, including a stone that you can find very deep underground that replaces regular stone called deep slate. There's also gravel. Shovels break gravel faster too. Shovels... We could actually make a shovel. I didn't bring the other crafting table with me. So... I do recommend bringing the materials to make one, or either making it yourself a crafting table. It's also very unlikely that you'll find wood underground, but it is possible. It's a non-zero chance. Here it is. This is an item I wanted. Flint. Flint is an item that you can get occasionally from gravel. And it's semi-rare. I don't know what the actual drop chance is. It's like 16%, maybe. I feel like it's something like that. Flint can be used to craft one thing, or two things, which are situationally helpful. Two particular tools, one of which we've already encountered, which is, if you remember the arrows we've found that skeletons can drop. If we combine feathers that you get from chickens and sticks, which you can craft from wood, and then you put some flint in there, you can make an arrow. I believe it's 1-to-1 though, so like it's for every, it's like just a one craft. It only crafts one arrow per batch. At least I think so, I don't know. Some mods for Minecraft I've encountered have actually allowed you to make stone tools out of flint. Trying to listen for monsters in the wall. The gut is telling me if I go down. I definitely hear water. We're getting risky. Guerrilla tactics. Okay. Retreating back to the safe zone. The more torches you place down, the less monsters there can be. Ooh, that's something. Be careful when mining blocks that are above you, by the way. There's a chance gravel can actually fall and try to crush you. which isn't very good. One thing you might also want to bring with you, I didn't mention this earlier, I should have, is a furnace. You can craft furnaces pretty easily as long as you have a crafting table. But you may want to bring a furnace to help you smelt down some of the things you're going to find here. Like this iron, for example. Yep. Splinked, splinked, splinked. I don't know if that was a separate guy. Was a separate little splinker here. Ooh. You also may be tempted to dig around a little more. Even after you've unearthed seemingly the entire vein of ore, you'll sometimes find goodies that are hidden out of sight. There's also a chance you can dig up and water will flow out of the ceiling. Generally, there's a telegraph for that, though, being that if there's only a 1 block distance between water and air, that block will actually drip water through it. High level are we at? 19? The lowest you can go in this version of the game is 0. Later updates with a later update called oh god, that was the cave sound. Makes my head itchy. I can hear that I'm really close to discovering another cave system if I dig a little more. There it is. Hey. They did have to buff skeletons, so they actually became quite formidable in later updates. Oh. Wait, this actually connects back to somewhere else I've been. But yeah, the more coal, the better. It means the less wood you have to mine. Coal is a pretty big necessity. You need it for a lot of stuff in this game. Mainly just you need it to fuel an entire crafting station, and then, like, you need it to make torches. But I'm gonna be real with you guys. This game is actually kind of short. In this version of the game, like, we're honestly making pretty good progress. Like, we're not super far into the game, but, like, we're definitely getting there. It's also at this point, since we're underground, we haven't encountered it yet, and we likely won't. There's a rare armor that is not made of any known material in the game that only exists as a treasure drop. And that armor is called chain. There's no chain material, there's no way to craft chainmail, and it is not as strong as iron tier armor. It acts as kind of a midway. I think it's meant to be like the stone tier, but for armor. A later version of Minecraft would implement something called copper, which they more recently actually made the ability to craft tools and stuff out of it. Oh, there goes my shovel. We have 20 flint, though. That's not bad. I don't feel like getting startled by anything, so I like to go generally a little bit away from an area where I'm going to be mining. Make sure that everything is kind of locked down. Also, if you're thinking, oh, you can just dig straight down, that's also a pretty bad idea. Digging straight down, you can fall into lava pits under the ground and die, or fall into a chasm where there might be a bunch of monsters. Or it could just be weirdly deep. There was like 2 different materials I just kind of ignored that we found. One of them is a blue ore. It's mainly we can't craft them yet, which is why I'm just kind of using out this stone pick real quick before I stop. That's where you came from. Ah, no, there were 2 of you. Ow. Oh, okay. Oh, mushroom down here. Mushrooms are kind of a thing. I can show those off eventually. We fell a little bit, which isn't super good. Ooh, but this goes down. Eventually your inventory will fill out mining, so you will just eventually have to go back out. And there's sort of 2 ways you can go about that. There's the elegant following your way back out, and then there's the brute force digging a path back upward. To do so. Honestly, you know what I'm gonna do here? I'm gonna create a stairwell of sorts. And that's gonna act as a little hidey hole for me. Ah, Jesus. I was a little startled if you didn't notice by me whipping my mouse all over the screen. Doesn't help, I'm also chilly, so... But, you know, it's because I have a fan, and it gets really stuffy in here. if I don't have it going. Alright, there we go. Could have grabbed that iron, honestly. But I think the skeleton's pretty far away. Or not. It sounds like he's like right below me. Anyway, we can craft a furnace here. And despite the way the crafting table looks, you actually do not need the top of it available to craft. Anyways, now we can craft some better tools. Rather than make another cobblestone pickaxe, we're starting to encounter uses where for a pickaxe where maybe stone isn't quite gonna cut it, so I'm going to craft us an iron pickaxe. Do. So this will mine even faster. Jeez. Our armor is also taking a little bang up there. You know, I didn't notice that before, but I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan of the abyss that was looming above me, where enemies can be lurking and stalking when you least expect it. Anyways, the iron pickaxe is pretty good. There's only one tier higher than this, which is a diamond pickaxe. Other than that, like, that's the best pickaxe in the game at this point. They later made a material called netherite, which works differently. It was something that you had to... It wasn't just an ore you could find, it was a material you had to make, and then you had to apply it to an existing diamond tool. Which, honestly, I'm gonna be real, I think only exists because people were already kind of iffy about them making a tier higher than diamond. To be fair, netherite's pretty overkill, though. It had... Netherite in the later versions has a thing called armor toughness, which just straight up negates some damage. Like, it'll straight up just negate damage if, it's below a certain amount. Yeah, I think after this video I will be taking a break. I'm actually starting to get tired. I didn't really sleep tonight. I actually started recording this at, like, pretty early in the morning, like 3 in the morning, maybe? So, I slept a little bit. But yeah, it's funny because yesterday I stayed up until 1, and what happened was I slept, like, all the way up until, like, 4 p.m. Oh, I hear spiders. Another thing I do want to state is that fighting an enemy, like, in a space like this. Oh, that's where the spider is. If you're underwater, you start breathing. Zombies also have a rare chance to drop an iron ingot, by the way. Aw, that creeper destroyed some of that iron, I bet. Oh well. It's better the iron than me. Even if the whole reason I'm down here is iron. I'm not gonna be able to take it with me if I perish down here. Ow. Yeah, you can see the leather armor wears out quite quick, though. Like, we haven't been down here. Like, this leather armor is probably gonna get retired, like, pretty soon. Ores that are exposed, like... Ores that are exposed, by the way, have a chance to generate less than ores that are just in the ground. I don't really know how it works, but from my understanding, it's because of the way caves work. You kinda, like, it's kinda like a hole that just kinda snakes its way down through the world. Alright. My arm's also getting kind of sore, probably from not resting it. I don't know. I have this bad habit when I sleep. I like to sleep on top of my limbs, where it like makes my limbs fall asleep. It's not good for you, I don't think. Oh, this looks like a big cave. Oh yeah. This is a thing called a ravine. We're just not gonna do that. They have a lot of ores in them, and they have a very unique, identifiable shape. But, yeah, generally going in the ravine is not a good idea. Plop that in there. Don't actually remember, did I go past this? Oh, I did. Like, if I look this way, like, does this open up to over there, or am I just not smart? Okay, yeah, let's open this up. To this. Oh, is this actually, like, open up directly here? Oh, hell yeah. I'll accept this. This is what I call an acceptable outcome. Well, if I wanted to, I could show you the lava fuel. We haven't found too much that's exciting yet. I did mention the rare material diamonds. I'm not sure if I really mentioned that they're rare, but it is. Diamonds are pretty damn rare. Doesn't actually look like there's much of a way here. Need to make sure a skeleton doesn't murk me off this cliff. I keep being like, did I really get that much iron already? I don't know, we are finding quite a bit of iron. Hey. This is where we tread carefully. If we're not careful, we'll get knocked off by the skeleton, and then we'll fall and take a bunch of damage and then get attacked further. Overall, not a fun time to be in when that happens. Not a good time. You know, one thing I've been debating about my body lately is, so, like, my body sometimes does. I mentioned it would happen. I said this would happen. I wasn't careful. Get out. Well, while I'm down here, might as well just fucking roof everything. Prevent any damn monster from spawning. One thing I've been wondering lately about my body is, like, I've actually been wondering if, like, my body is okay. For a while, I've gotten this thing called a side stitch, apparently. It's kind of just like a cramp that happens up your side. And usually it doesn't happen unless I do things that involve me bending a certain way. Without getting too far into it, there's like a certain bathroom in my house which I don't think is designed very well. It's kind of cramped, to say the least, but yeah, you can imagine how that would be triggering that. But I've had these for a while, and I've honestly, like, they suck pretty bad because, like, they do, like, make it kind of hard to breathe a little bit. And, like, from what I've looked up, this is a somewhat normal part of it, is because it can be caused because of, like, buildups of gas. So I'm honestly thinking about trying, we have, like, a gas medication in my house. Trying that. I don't know, it could just be that I have, like, a poor diet as well. Which I know that I have a poor diet. I also do not exercise as much as I should, so I imagine, like, if I actually exercised those muscles, they would not be as problematic. Oh geez, we're coming up on that 40-minute mark, aren't we? We'll get this coal and then we can head back to the little rest area. One thing that I think is interesting about this version of the game is later versions of Minecraft use a thing called clumping, where, like, multiple items, instead of just sitting there, they'll, like, gather together. Oh, speaking of, we broke our first iron pick in the video. One thing that could also help in caves like this is ladders. If you want to craft ladders, they'll... If you want to, you can make ladders which will keep you up. I think it was over here, right? It was the rest area? Yeah. We'll throw this in, and then I guess I'll do another one after this. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button. You should also subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications. Additionally, you should check out the links in the description. There's a link to my Blue Sky and Twitter social media pages. There's a link to my Twitch page where I occasionally live stream, and there's also a link to my Ko-Fi page, where for $3 a month you can become a monthly member who gets access to early or exclusive content. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. I don't know why I said bye. I'm trying to get rid of it. I'll see you guys then.